Heard about England? Queen Elizabeth still has no heir.
They burned Bruno in February for saying the earth moves.
Moscow's in chaos too. Tsar Boris barely holds power.
Protestants and Catholics will tear Europe apart soon.
The Dutch just founded their trading company. Who rules the seas, rules the world.
Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, walk to your kitchen, and start brewing your coffee. Suddenly, there's a knock at your door. They arrest you. Sounds crazy, right? But 500 years ago, this was reality. Today, there's a coffee shop on every corner. Starbucks, Dunkin', local cafes. Coffee is everywhere. But back in the 1500s and 1600s, you could be beaten, thrown in prison, or even executed for drinking it. Kings banned it. Religious leaders called it the devil's drink. People risked their lives just to get a cup. So what made coffee so dangerous that entire empires tried to destroy it? And why did every single ban fail? In this video, you're about to discover the shocking truth behind coffee's illegal past, and I promise you'll never look at your morning cup the same way again. Let's start with the most shocking reason coffee was banned. Religious leaders thought it came from the devil himself. When coffee first arrived in Europe in the 1500s, it came from the Middle East and Africa. Christian priests immediately became suspicious. Why? Because coffee was extremely popular in Muslim culture. At the time, anything associated with Islam was seen as evil by European Christians. They were in constant conflict with the Ottoman Empire, and coffee was the Ottomans' favorite drink. So priests started calling coffee the bitter invention of Satan. They said it was a dangerous Muslim drink that would corrupt Christian souls. The fear got so serious that in 1600, advisors to Pope Clement VIII asked him to officially ban coffee across all Christian lands. They wanted it completely outlawed. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. Pope Clement VIII decided to taste coffee before banning it. He took a sip and absolutely loved it. He said, and this is a real quote, "This devil's drink is so delicious, it would be a pity to let only the infidels drink it. We should cheat the devil by baptizing it and making it a truly Christian beverage." So instead of banning coffee, the Pope blessed it. He literally baptized coffee. You'd think that would end the religious opposition, right? Wrong. Many priests and religious leaders still didn't trust it. They continued preaching against coffee for decades. In some towns, drinking coffee could get you excommunicated from the church. But coffee wasn't just banned for religious reasons. There was something else rulers feared even more. And that brings us to our next point. Here's what kings and sultans realized. Coffee was dangerous, but not because of religion. It was dangerous because of what it did to people's minds. Think about it. Coffee keeps you awake. It makes you alert. It helps you think clearly. And when people started drinking it, something interesting happened. They gathered in coffee houses. These weren't just places to drink. Coffee houses became the world's first social media. People would sit for hours drinking coffee, reading newspapers, discussing politics, sharing ideas, and debating about their governments. Sound familiar? It's basically what we do on Twitter and Reddit today, except it was happening face-to-face in the 1600s. And rulers absolutely hated it. In 1675, King Charles II of England tried to ban all coffee houses. He issued a royal proclamation claiming that coffee houses were places where people spread false, malicious, and scandalous reports against the government. People were talking about how bad the king was, and he wanted it stopped. The ban was so unpopular that Charles was forced to cancel it just 11 days later. People nearly rioted, but the most extreme coffee ban came from the Ottoman Empire, the same place where coffee was born. Sultan Murad IV ruled the Ottoman Empire in the 1600s. He was brutal, paranoid, and obsessed with control. And he noticed that coffee houses were becoming centers of political discussion and potential rebellion. So in 1633, he made drinking coffee punishable by death. Not just a fine, not just prison. Coffee houses competed with mosques. While people should have been praying, they were drinking coffee and talking about overthrowing the government. And here's what's really important to understand. Rulers realized that awake, alert citizens who gathered to share ideas were much harder to control than drunk people in taverns. Alcohol made people sloppy and easy to manage. Coffee made them sharp and organized. That's why coffee was seen as a threat to power itself. But while kings feared what coffee did to their power, the punishments they created for coffee drinkers were absolutely brutal. Let me show you just how extreme things got. Despite the bans, the beatings, and even the death penalty, people refused to give up coffee. Secret coffee houses started operating underground, just like speakeasies during America's Prohibition era. They had hidden entrances, lookouts to warn of police raids, and secret signals to identify customers. Coffee smuggling became a huge illegal business. Smugglers risked their lives to transport coffee beans across borders where it was banned. Why would people take such risks? Because coffee gave them something valuable. It helped them work longer hours. It helped them think more clearly. And most importantly, it helped them connect with other people. In England, something interesting happened in 1674. Women created the Women's Petition Against Coffee. Now, you might think they wanted coffee banned too, but actually they were protesting because their husbands were spending all their time in coffee houses instead of at home. The petition claimed that coffee made men weak and useless, but the real complaint was that men were choosing coffee houses over their families. This shows you just how addictive and social coffee culture had become. By the late 1600s, something became clear to every ruler who tried to ban coffee. The bans weren't working. Sultan Murad IV eventually died in 1640. Almost immediately, the coffee ban was lifted because it was so unpopular. People celebrated in the streets. King Charles II's coffeehouse ban lasted only 11 days before public pressure forced him to reverse it. One by one, every coffee ban in history failed. By the 1700s, coffee had won. It was simply too popular to stop. And here's the crazy part. The drink that was once illegal became the fuel of the Industrial Revolution. Coffee helped workers stay awake during long factory shifts. It helped inventors and scientists work through the night on their discoveries. It helped revolutionaries plan their movements. Coffee houses became the birthplace of newspapers, insurance companies, and stock exchanges. Lloyd's of London, one of the world's most famous insurance companies, literally started in a coffee house where merchants would meet. The London Stock Exchange began when traders started meeting in coffee houses to make deals. The American Revolution was planned in coffee houses. The drink that governments tried to destroy became the foundation of modern business and democracy. And this reveals something shocking about what we consider normal today. Here's what blows my mind about this whole story. The exact same reasons coffee was banned in the 1600s are the same reasons some substances are banned or restricted today. Governments fear anything that makes people alert, social, and likely to organize against them. Coffee was dangerous because it created community. It sparked conversation. It made people question authority. Those coffee houses weren't just places to drink. They were the internet of the 1600s.